this month in New York that Roosevelt Island here is becoming a park for FDR, overlooking the United Nations. So it's quite exciting, and there's also, people are getting, Katrina's father's been really the main person behind getting that island done. One of the things I like about this film is that it took heroes and made us remember what was great about Franklin Roosevelt and Henry Wallace. They're really the white hats, and then you have the black hats in many ways, Truman and Jimmy Burns. But the one part of it, Oliver, you said it's global. Were you concerned that when you brush over, like when we deal with Stalin, we say, well, but he was monstrous, we're not really seeing the purges, or when you're dealing with Japan, not dealing with the rape of Nanking, but yet we see the Japanese internment camps in America, but not the way maybe American POWs are being treated by Japan. How is that, do you guys find, are you worried that that's a weakness in the film, that you're not focusing on that, or it's just impossible in a frame of time?
Two things. First is the untold history of the United States. So we're focusing on the history of the American Empire.
But he said global, Oliver Minnick said it was global. This is global history for the first,
But the main focus is the history of the American Empire and the national security state is the main focus. We actually do talk about the rape of Nanjing. We do talk about the rape of Nanjing. We do talk about some of the things that you were mentioning. It's just not the main focus. We talked about the Bataan Death March and the horrors of the treatment of the American POWs by the Japanese. So we touch on those issues. We can't focus on them as much as we would like to focus. Because even though there's a lot of information here, you would be astounded by how much we had to take out to get these down to 58 minutes. That's why we have an 800-plus page book that goes along with it. Even that, we had to cut out 200 pages because there's so much to say about all of these topics.
Well, we'll show you the book. When the book goes on sale.
Susie, do you have a copy? Can you just bring it right here, please? I would. It is. I mean, I thought when I saw it today, because I hadn't seen chapter 2, that we went a long way on Poland, and we went a long way into using a lot of the conservative attack on Russia, because I heard it so often as a child. My father was definitely in that camp. I grew up with the shadow of, and all these accusations against Russia were evident back then. That's why we went into some depth with Yalta, and quite a lot of depth, I thought, on Poland, maybe too much for some people. But because we were sensitive to those issues, but when you look at the whole global story about the U.S. acquisition of new bases starting in 1945-6, and the growth, and you see the other pressures on the Soviet Union, including its own devastation. That's what you have to keep a global, what I meant is a global perspective on the pressures on it. It's not just about Eastern Europe. It's about the whole damn thing.
Okay. I think we can